sure to follow our amazing sponsors, Fiya Infusion, Tax Strategy, Ask Blue Jay, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi, and Black Dollar Days. And be sure to tune into our other programming throughout the week. All right, y'all, let's get it. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another week of the Blueprint Live with your girl, MzMetchi. Brought to you by Philly 101.5 and Indy 95.3 and FluentRadio. Shout out to our partners, Be Your Own Kind and Ms. Zeewiththetea, honey. And thank you to our amazing sponsors, Tax Strategy, Black Dollar Days, Fiya Infusions, and last but not least, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Okay, tune in every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time and at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in Philly. All right, y'all, it's showtime. Let's get it.
What it do? Your favorite cousin Young Jock checking in, and right now you're tuned into the Blueprint Live with my favorite MzMetchi. All right, hey man, you know what it is. Keep doing what you're doing and keep it right here. Chill.
Yo, what's happening in? What's happening in? Ow! It's about $2, Fabo. Bankhead, Fabo. Ow! Hey, man, check this out. I want y'all to tune in right now to the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi. And I want you to tune in every Thursday at 6:30 Central Time. Ah! Ow! Fabo!
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Gary P, the DJ of Bootcamp Radio. You're tuned in right now to Blueprint Live with MzMetchi. Let's go.
Yo, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I know what you should be doing. I'm the pride of the Eastside DJ MH and you need to tune into the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi.
Hey, y'all.
Right back at it.
I just got to open it up to my boys, Shines Up. Y'all got a part. Y'all know they be cursing a little bit. Okay, let's go. I have so much to catch y'all up on, y'all. It's been a crazy week. Let's just jam out real quick. Grab your cocktails because I'm letting you all know that it's just been a heck of a week. We got to talk about it, y'all. It's been stressful. But get into this Shines Up with me real quick. I got a little cup today. Gotta dance it out. Even when it's crazy times, you gotta be okay. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Just gonna jam out just real quick. This is their new single, y'all. Y'all know I always get the exclusive from my faves, so these my guys. And y'all know they just make great music to me. Like, I just love my boys. Like, I love them. Let's go. We're gonna get into it. Hey, Auntie Tracy. Hey, girl. What's going on? I just had to jam out real quick. Happy Thursday, y'all. Thank you so much for coming back for another week of the Blueprint Live, okay? Shout out to the family, okay? FluentRadio, Philly Jamz 95.3 and Indy 101.5, okay? So if you happen to tune in and you miss a segment or you're just like, oh my goodness, like I want to kind of go back and I want to listen, you can listen to the Blueprint Live on FluentRadio, Philly Jamz 95.3 and Indy 101.5 shortly after this broadcast goes off, okay? So make sure y'all go. Shout out to my Philly and Jersey people. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and rocking with me. I love y'all. If you were wondering what was on my playlist, okay, that was Kickback. That's the new single from my boys, Chais Up. So you guys make sure that you get that on your playlist. It's literally streaming everywhere, okay? Y'all go and support our local artists, okay? They are from here. And I say local, but it's just like they really, you know, they're more than local. So let me go ahead and roll that back. But make sure y'all go and support my guys, y'all. I love them. If you're just joining me, make sure that you drop those businesses in the comments. Remember, I want to connect with you, and there is somebody that needs what you have to offer, okay? So make sure that you go ahead and do that. And she said, LOL. Hey, Tracy, thank you for tuning in. Hey, sis. Hey. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all, oh my goodness, let me get through my intros real quick. But of course, I have to thank my amazing sponsors. So shout out to Tax Strategy, Black Dollar Days, Paris Ice Bar, and Fiya Infusions. Okay. They've got everything that you need. So I want you guys to go and make sure that you're following them. Okay. Today's topic for our discussion is I had to title it Ways to Stay Safe Out Here. That's a mouthful. Ways to stay safe out here. Okay. I had a very, 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 very unfortunate incident that went on this week. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have to be completely transparent. I went back and forth probably up until about noon today on if I was going to do the show, because I just have to be completely honest. It was very, very, very transparent, not transparent. It was very traumatizing for me what did take place. So I'm going to get into a little bit of that, but, so I want to, in light of what happened to me, I want to provide just some tips that, man, I wish I could have used on my own as far as that was concerned. So I think, without further ado, that we should just go ahead and just jump right in. So let's talk about it.
All right, y'all. It's time for Hate It and Love It. Let's get into it.
All right. So let's go ahead and just kick it off with Hate It and Love It. No need to just kind of like play around. My auntie said, breathe. Yes, I do. I do need to breathe. And then someone, y'all better tag my business. Okay. Yes. I'm here for it. Thank you. These earrings, if you're tuning in for the visual aspect of the show, they are from Lavish Look. So shout out to that. I got a 50% off sale going on. Okay. Now that's the love it this week, baby, because it's 50% off. I got some new stuff coming, but I kind of had a few setbacks this week. So let me just go ahead and let's just roll into it. For those that are following me on Facebook, I did just kind of like briefly share with you all that earlier this week, after leaving my dad's house, everybody knows on Tuesdays that is my family day. That's the day that I go and visit with, my dad and mother and, my brothers and sisters. Like I try to, go, and I go every week. And of course I was on my way home and I'm like, man, I need to get some gas. So I went to the speedway that's near my house. Like literally, y'all, I frequent this speedway all the time. So much to the fact that like they know my husband and I. They like, okay. So as I was there, and I'm gonna say, to make a long story short, because I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, like I have been having crying spells all week about this. Like I just was able to close my eyes and actually like go to sleep because it was traumatic. But I had my purse snatched, y'all, at the gas station. Like I was there and I was pumping gas and these guys rolled up on me, you know what I'm saying? And they took my shit, took it, like my bag, everything that was in it, you know what I'm saying? I had just left my dad's house. They had given, I had some food, I had a birthday card. Like it was just so much. And when I recognized what was going on, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, my bag, They were very, very slick about it. Everyone's been asking, so let me just clear it up. I was not held up at gunpoint. It was not like that. They did just take my belongings, but it's neither here or there. It was a lot, it was a lot. I tried to go, they like zip through traffic. I'm like, let me just at least get a license plate. I'm like, I gotta at least get a license plate. I thought that it was only 2 guys. And later on, after talking to the staff at Speedway, they said that it was, it was 4 guys. I'm just like, oh my God, that would have been like a really, that situation could have turned very, very crazy. And y'all, it was scary. Like it was scary. I've never felt so like violated like that. I've had other instances and other things where it was like that. And it was just very, very like disheartening. And like I said, I'm gonna keep it together for the sake of the show. But this week it's just been a little bit hard. I literally just got some rest because I was so like riled up, and I just couldn't understand, how everything took place. And just even afterwards, like I went to my police and I was able to like do my report and do all of those things. And then, our friends. So shout out to Shay, shout out to Corey. While my husband was at work, those are our two, friends, and they came and sat with me to make sure that I was okay, because of naturally they got my wallet, they have my address. Like, I was assed out at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like they really got a lot of stuff, and they just started running through the cards, doing all that other stuff. So it was definitely a money grab. They took some other things, you know what I'm saying? And even though, everybody's like, oh, do you have a gun? Do you have a gun? Y'all, one of the biggest things, I had it on me, but it was in my bag that they took, you know what I'm saying? And I have to be honest with that. And it was just, y'all, if you want to know, if you're asking in your head, like, oh man, who was it? It was black guys, young black dudes. And it's just like, a lot of men like wonder why black men specifically, like when they come around or they're like in groups or whatever the case is, everybody's like clenching their pearls and clenching their purse and stuff like that. Like, you don't want to think that like people are capable of doing stuff like that, especially like black men, black people. But they were definitely the ones that rolled up on me and totally took advantage of the situation. You know what I'm saying? And they got me, outright, they got me. The biggest thing is that I am so thankful that I'm still here, that I'm here and I'm able to talk to you guys, and I'm able to, let you know what was going on. And, tonight, I always sometimes throughout the week struggle with like, man, what do I want to talk about? Like, it's so many different things that you could talk about. But I knew that tonight, I said that instead of me sitting on my couch, because y'all, I did not want to do the show. I wanted to sit on my couch, catch up on Married at First Sight, like just, completely unplug. But sometimes when we go through things that are painful or whatever the case is, like your testimony can help somebody. And I'm like, instead of me keeping it to myself or only just allowing like my close family and friends to like know what was going on, I'm like, no, let's be open. Let's talk about it. And let's talk about some of the ways that we can avoid some of those situations. Because it was very scary to have that happen so close to where I live, and then to give you all a little bit of backstory, once I was able to like, take care of my cards, get the police report, do all the other stuff, I actually tracked their location, y'all. Like I was able to track each and every spot that they moved to. They were running through gas stations like it was nobody's business. And I was finally able to get like a stable location, and CPD blew me off. Like University Park, I love them. They were great. They're so short on manpower, so it took them a little bit of time to get to me as far as like doing a report and doing all of those things. But our police in my area took care of me. But when it came to CPD, where those guys were, okay, because mind you, they're skipping through Chicago. They're skipping through. I'm calling like, hey, send somebody out. I'm like, this is what's going on. I can give you the description. I can do all of that. They totally blew me off. So at this point, I'm just like this. Okay, they've been at this location now for well over 30 minutes. We're about to pull up at this point. Like, we're going to pull up to the police station that was literally right around the corner. Check it out. They are criminals, and they were literally right around the corner from the police. And they went there with all of the stuff. And of course, CPD blew it off. They're just like, screw you. We're not gonna, what can we do? We're not gonna follow your tracking, or you're tracking your actual device. We're not gonna follow that. So I'm gonna say that outside of this incident happening and kind of, having that take place, that I thought the police was supposed to protect and serve. I thought that Chicago was cracking down on guns. Let me get into these comments real quick. Hey, Keisha. Now, y'all saw my braids that I had before I put my piece on, okay? My girl, Key, she did that. So y'all make sure y'all go and check out Magic Chair. I'm happy to see you too, sis. I am blessed. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful that things did not escalate to a further extent. I'm glad that I'm able to like talk to you guys about this. And I'm even glad that I was able to pull the strength together to even do the show today. Because when I tell y'all, like, I really did not have it in me. I didn't have it. He just said, been here a couple times, but God will keep us. Absolutely, y'all. I know that with that incident, like the way that it went down, that if anything was different, I could have absolutely been harmed at that particular point. You know what I'm saying? Like, they definitely were out with malicious intent. And, all I have to say as far as that's concerned is that I plan on in the event that they're caught, because unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, they did have my firearm. Y'all know these people, they out here, they shooting, they don't even know how to aim or do any of that stuff. So if they go and do anything bad as far as that's concerned, and they're able to let me know, like, hey, we found who did this, or we found out who was involved, or whatever the case is, I'm letting y'all know I'm going to prosecute them to the fullest extent. Do you understand me? Because why are you rolling up on people? Like, I'm trying to get gas so that I can be good, so I can go to work the next day. But you feel like that you can go and steal off of people and just like roll up and just take something that's not yours. If it's one thing that I cannot stand a thief. I can't stand a liar, but most importantly, a thief, because it's just like, who gave you the right to do something like that? Legitimately. And they just joyrided and did everything. Y'all, they was running through the money so quick. They ran through the money on the business account, all that other stuff. All I had after I left and was pumping gas was my key, and I had my debit card that I used. And thank God, because they would have actually gotten my liquid cash. Like, they would have gotten like the cash that I had on hand versus that, Y'all, like, I'm not even gonna lie, the whole situation, like, I'm disgusted. And as much as, and y'all know I'm for our people. I'm for everybody, okay? I'm for everybody in terms of like supporting people and making sure that, we're connecting people and getting those things together. But y'all know, for the most part, like, what I do it for our community. I do it for people that they look like me. You know what I'm saying? And to be betrayed to that extent, you know what I'm saying? Like, black men, black women, stay protecting y'all ass. I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry if I have anybody that don't like cursing. I apologize. I know I got cousins and family and stuff that's tuning in, but I gotta be real. You feel me? We protect y'all asses all the time, and y'all don't do nothing but try to do bad stuff to us. And it's not all men. And we talking about the scumbags, okay? We talking about the people that's really not on nothing. The scammers of the world, okay? The people that feel like that they could take from you because they don't want to go out and work hard for it. We get up and we go out and we work hard every day. Everybody that I know is doing something to try to bring some type of positivity or something to their life. You understand what I'm saying? And we love them and do all that other stuff. When I saw those dudes get out the car, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, oh, shoot, let me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's black men, it's all that other stuff. In my mind, I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, I'm going to finish what I'm doing and I'm going to go home and get out the way. I did not even look at them, like that. And not that I'm going out and being naive, because this is the thing. Anybody could be evil. Anybody could do harm or cause some type of chaos in your life. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that. But I didn't look at them immediately like, oh, it's a threat. And that was my bad. You feel me? Like, that was my bad as far as that was concerned. But we stay seeing it. And it's just like, I'm like, can somebody explain why? Why does it happen like that? Let me get into the comments. We got some flame emojis. Hey. They said it's good to see you today. It is great to see y'all too. Thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to thank everybody for all the kind words, all of the messages that I got, all of, just everything or whatever the case is, because like, when I tell you, it was literally like, it messed with my mind, y'all. Like, and I said I wasn't going to cry. So let me get my drink. But I literally was like, y'all, I sat up that night. I couldn't sleep. I swear I just went to sleep yesterday after it happened. I was probably up for a total of maybe about 40 to 42 hours. Every time I tried to close my eyes, I kept replaying it. And, people that know me, and I talk to you all, I'm very transparent about, like, on the show, that I'm in therapy. I'm doing different things to just kind of like battle different traumas. Because this is the thing, we've all been through something, whether if you want to acknowledge it or not. And it just seems like that every time that there's a stride, you know what I'm saying? That there's a stride that's made to try to get over some of those things, it's like something else happens, and it's like, I'm filled with gratitude, because I'm just like, I know that God spared me. Like, I know that he had his hands on me in that situation. And it's like, I had to get out of that mindset of like, man, you know, I could have did this. I should have did this. Cause that's the first thing. And I don't know, like for my Black women that's listening and for any woman, but mostly for us, even when we have stuff happen to us, we're still looking at the situation like, what could I have done differently? You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the biggest piece that I had to tell myself very early on. I'm just like, okay, no, like, even though, yes, there are some things that, you know, yeah, you could have stopped in the morning. You could have did this. You could have did that, or whatever the case is. You still did not deserve that. So that was like the first thing that I had to really like work through as far as with the situation. Like, it's not my fault. And even though, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there were some things that I could have possibly done differently. None of that mattered. Because it's like, you still don't deserve to be violated in that sense. Because it's just like, this is my shit. This is mine. What you got is yours. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord. Somebody said, woo, talk about it. I'm just telling y'all, like, this is for real. Auntie Tracy said, what if there was mom, sister, or brother? What if it was their mom or sister or brother? Right. You know, they'll be ready to come out in droves to, you know, retaliate against that particular person. And don't get it twisted now. Because I definitely had the people that was trying to rap for me. I'm like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Y'all know I'm a God-fearing woman. I don't do all of that. You know what I'm saying? But if they wanted to slide, they could slide. But we not doing that. Because my whole thing is like, you gotta like, you can't fight darkness with darkness. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. It doesn't work out. She said, this is real. Black women love our Black men and they don't protect us. I'm sorry, you know, and this is the thing. I have to, I agree with that. I will say there are definitely some, you know, there are good Black men. There are good Black men that when they see something going on. And the crazy part about it is that when it happened, it was a Black man that was in front of me and he was pumping his gas too. And he had to have seen it. He had to have seen, you know what I'm saying? Like what was about to take place. I'm like, you can't hootie hoo. You can't say nothing. Like, even if you don't want to get involved because you are fearful for your life, give somebody a heads up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say something. They said nothing. They said nothing. And I'm just like, you know, but then time when it's them, who y'all see with the picket signs? And we out marching and we out striking and we walking out of work or doing whatever it is that we need to do. We always protect them. But then when it comes to us, they like, oh, that's a lick. Because that's exactly how they looked at me that night, I'm sure, before they decided, like, you know what, we finna take her shit. And that's just the reality of the situation. Again, pardon me, I'm fired up. They said it's not your fault. Thank you. That like I said, that for me was the biggest piece when everything happened that night. When I sat up, I could not close my eyes because I was just like this. I was like, oh my God. I said, God, Lord, I messed up. You know, and it's like, why when we have bad things happen to us, we turn inward? No, I'm turning it right back to those guys. I'm turning it right back. I'm so happy you're here and well and alive. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When I tell y'all, I'm filled with gratitude. Like people, you know how you have those moments like I am a Christian. I believe in God for anybody if you, in case you didn't know. And he has kept me. He has kept me through some things, y'all. He kept me through a lot, including that night. You know, I was afraid. Oh Lord, I was afraid. Woo. And he kept me. And when you know, like when you log on Facebook, you watch the news, you listen to the radio, you hear all of these different things, like, you know, any of us can be a headline the next morning. You understand what I'm saying? Like, any of us, none of us are exempt from it. So I know that even being able to share this, because I struggle with that. I kid you not, I was talking to Renita. Shout out to Be Your Own Kind. I was talking to her today. And I was like, you know, I want to make, I'm like, I want to say something and I want to like put it, you know, like put it out there. Cause I'm not in the attention seeking type of person, like, especially not for anything like this. Like, I'm not an attention seeker, but I was like, you know, I just want to tell somebody, because I'm like, you know, if even if what I went through, as much as it was, you know, traumatic for me, if I can save another woman that's like me, be it black, brown, whatever, I don't care who you are, if I can save you from having something similar happen to you, I got to take my pain and turn it into power. So I'm like, how can we empower everybody else? How can we help them? What can we do? And put it out there, you know? What can we do? Excuse me. I'm sorry. I said, take your moments. Y'all, I'm over here and I know I'm getting choked up or whatever the case is because it's real. And, you know, anyone that knows me knows that sometimes I struggle a little bit with like, you know, like I could be there for everybody else. I could help everybody else. And then when I be going through my stuff, I keep it to myself, or I talk to my husband about it. I talk to my dad. I talk to mother. I talk to my sister, my friends. Like, you know, I'll keep it to myself. But it's like, it's some things that it's like, you know what? You got to have that awareness, period. And you have to put it out there. She said, yes, we have all been through. Like, y'all, oh my goodness, y'all spitting tonight. Nope, don't blame yourself. No, absolutely not. Absolutely. That was on those people that were there. And like I said, I'm talking about the minute, if CPD or University Park called me and they just like this, we got them, charge them, okay? like charge them. Yes, I'm coming for the line up. It was them. It was him. It was him. You know, like, let them know. Let them know. As Shay said, but you are still here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Keisha said, nothing you could do but be aware. To be aware is to be alive. And you did just that part. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. And you know what? The crazy part about it is, you know, I talked to my dad the next day because, you know, everything was going on. So I was trying to like get stuff together, shut off cards, you know, just like trying to get all of my affairs in order. And I started that night when everything happened. And every night when I leave from my dad and seeing dad and mother, I'll be like, you know, they like, text me when you get home, you know, text me when you get home. And I'm always like, yep, I'm like, I'm gonna text you. So, you know, I always, when I get in, I'm like, I'm like, I'm home, love y'all, good night, heart emoji, you know what I'm saying? So when I talk to my dad, he's just like, well, I figured something was up because you didn't call. And I'm like, I didn't have a phone. You know, I'm like, I had no way of getting in contact with you. So, you know, it's just like, if you got to go out or you're going to be out in the nighttime or whatever the case is, let somebody know where you are. Okay. Let somebody know. Amen. Hallelujah. Absolutely, y'all. Hallelujah. Yes, God, there's so much healing in your transparency, sis. Thank you. Like, look, when you go through things, sometimes sharing your story could help somebody else. And that's what it was all about. So I definitely just wanted to, you know, let you guys know, and just, you know, and the support and everything, all the kind words and the well wishes and the prayers, y'all, like, I need it because I felt scared to go out my house yesterday, y'all. Like, in the daytime, I had to go and handle business and do all of these different things. And y'all, I was genuinely afraid. Like, I was afraid. And not that I'm not afraid of any other time, but at first I was scared of COVID. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get COVID. Oh my gosh. You know, like it was that, you know, it was that part. But to be scared to go out because it's like, you don't want to be violated again. That's the part. It's like, it's that piece. It's that piece that's missing, you know, like I just don't, I don't feel comfortable, you know. And not that I was ever 100% comfortable, but it's just like, wow, did it take a greater percentage from that? Like, I'm like this. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna stay in the house. Nope. I don't want to be around this. Nope. I don't want to do it because I am genuinely afraid that it's going to happen. You know, something crazy is going to happen. And it's really unfortunate. It really is. Amanda said, I'm sorry this happened and I'm glad you are okay. But God, the crazy thing is, God said not to fear, but I worry because my baby is in the car. That happened to my cousin. They took her car with her baby in the car and dropped it off blocks later. Oh my God. Amanda, no. And I don't know if this happened recently, but I'm praying for everybody, you know, especially like y'all had the kids. Like, there was an incident that happened in the city. This was some months back where they, you know, they took off and there was a baby in the car or whatever the case is. Like, come on now, for real? You're not checking the scene? What you gonna pull off with the children? What is going on? You know, I'm so sorry that happened to her, Amanda. And, you know, we just, in these times, we got to stay prayed up. We got to stay strapped. Okay. I don't know if I got some people that's like against that. I'm sorry if you are, or whatever the case is. And my whole thing is, hey, I can admit I got caught slipping. my husband was just like this. You better get you a holster. I want that. You got to keep that on. You got to do what you got to do. And at this point, because they took everything, it's like you for my concealed carriers, you know, you got to have your car. You can't just be out here like, yep, I'm strapped. You know what I'm saying? You got to have all of that. But when it's gone, it's like, so I'm feeling naked at this point. Like I can't even go out here. I'm not able to protect myself. It's like all I got is these hands at this point. But we all know that these people and these criminals, they're not playing fair. You understand what I'm saying? It's horrible. Auntie Tracy said I was terrified. Yeah, you know, I mean, and there are other people. I mean, so many people that have been reaching out to me, be it family or friends. You know, they've been just sharing like different instances of things that have happened to them, or things that have happened to people that they know. And it's scary. It's just like these are the times that we're living in, you know, and everybody, you know, okay, I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna be touchy and it's probably gonna piss the people off. I don't care. You know, a lot of the times within our community, yes, you know, absolutely. Am I enraged when the police and people that are not of color do bad things to us? Absolutely. It grinds my gears. It pisses me off. I'm just like this. Where are we doing the march? What are we doing? How can we donate to the cause? What can we do? But we don't talk about how treacherous it is within our own community. Y'all don't be wanting to have that conversation. You know, your cousin out here robbing folks, okay? Robbing folks and doing bad stuff to people, snatching purses, running up in people's houses, invasions, all types of stuff. These are the people that y'all associate with, but y'all want to be so focused on everybody else. So my whole thing is turn that particular attention inward into the community. The same way that we want to get mad and that we get fired up and that we get completely enraged when someone else violates somebody within our community, let's approach it with that same energy when it's us. Okay, because if nothing else, not saying that one is more important than the other or whatever the case is, I'm not saying that, but they are equal. So it's like if you're gonna give energy and you're gonna be big mad and y'all looting and throwing shit and running up in Louis Vuitton, do it when it comes to your own stuff. How many mothers then lost their kids? There's people that has lost their kids to the violence that's going on in the communities. These thugs, yes, I said thugs, okay, running around wreaking havoc within the communities, and everybody turns a blind eye. Just like the dude that was parked ahead of me that probably saw the whole thing. He saw the attack coming that I didn't see. Oh, that ain't my business. Oh, whatever. Knowing his ass, he probably went and got gas after they ran it up on my ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we turn a blind eye to it, okay? But it's happening right in the home turf. It's happening right in your communities. Y'all have these people coming over and y'all smoking and drinking with the same people that's going out and wreaking havoc within your communities. It's got to be more conversation, baby. It's got to be more conversation. Amanda said, yes, ask God to keep us covered in the blood every day and night. As much as I want a gun, I'm scared of him. Girl, look, I was scared of him too. I got to be honest with you. I was scared. I actually, a couple years ago, had put a group together. My ladies that did the concealed carry with me, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the security team. They are Illinois State Police, that they actually helped us to get certified and all that other stuff. Like, you would rather for it to be them than you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we put that woman first, put yourself first. Like, because they are out here, they're not playing fair, Amanda. They're not playing fair. They're not playing fair. So, you know, I just, you know, again, thank everybody that, you know, that knew what was going on, or, you know, that responded on Facebook or reached out to me, sent a message and all this other stuff. Like, I have received all of it. My husband, y'all, like, my goodness, protector for real. He was at work when it happened, and it was like when I didn't want to call him and tell him that, because it's just like he get a little fired up. Like, my husband, he's a man of little words, but when I told him that, I mean, he immediately rushed to be by my side. He called our friends. They came and they sat with me, you know, but until I felt safe, because I'm like, they got my goddamn address, you know, like, I'm scared. Like, I have not been that scared in a very, very, very long time. And you know, so I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my tribe. I'm thankful for my village. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for every kind word. I'm thankful to God, number one, but above everything else, for keeping me, for having his angels around me. I'm like, mom, grandmas, uncles, everybody. I'm like, and they was all making sure that that I was okay, and I'm thankful. So it's a hated because I hate that it happened. I hate that took place, but I love it because I can talk to y'all about it. I'm here. I'm safe. I'm alive. I'm thankful. I'm just elated that it's over. Shout out to Discover credit card. If y'all need a credit card, y'all got to go with them. They got the best customer service. Y'all ever seen that commercial where they like, we'll treat you like how you would treat you? I'm like, yeah, I felt like I was like talking to me, like how I try to help people. They helped me out during that time, and it was amazing. So that brings me to my other love it before I close out for tonight's Hate It and Love It. Sometimes when you're in a little bit of a pickle, naturally, because they took everything, I'm going and I'm trying to get stuff restored and get things together. And I went to the T-Mobile that was in my area in Matteson. Okay, baby, because they be mad when you say Matson. Okay, Matson. But when I went to the T-Mobile in Matteson, Illinois, the manager was kind of being a little bit of an ass, I was like, he, just acting like he didn't want to help. He's like, yeah, you're not authorized. And I'm just like, look, okay. I'm like, I just told you what happened to me. I'm like, here's the police report. I'm like, my husband is asleep. He had to work. He was up with me all night. I need you to help me. I just want to get my phone service switched to my old phone. I'm like, this is my phone, my old phone. Okay, help me out. So he's being a little bit of a butt. But this young lady, her name is Red, and I told her, I was like, I'm going to plug you on my show. Plug you. So she was absolutely amazing. I was probably at T-Mobile for like 2 hours yesterday or whatever the case is. I left with like a bag of goodies. Y'all, I was so frustrated while I was in there because he was making me upset. And I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed and I'm overstimulated at this point. But she absolutely helped me. So I love it. It's just good people that see that you are like in a bind. I'm like, I'm in a bind. And they go above and beyond and they help you and they exemplify the best customer service. So I told her that I was going to check her out and I was going to plug her. So y'all make sure when y'all go, y'all check out Red. Y'all going to see her, y'all, because she is beautiful. She is bodacious, honey, when she has a presence about her. So when you go, make sure that you go and ask for her. If you are a T-Mobile customer and you're in need of some help, she going to take good care of you. She's real, real cool. So that is the Hate It and Love It for tonight, y'all. Let me get back into these comments real quick. Keisha said, I encourage everybody to take a self-defense class to accompany your conceal and carry. Absolutely. Absolutely. The crazy part about it is that, we have to prepare ourselves for things like this. You can't just walk out and just be like, I'm free. Everything's okay. Because it's the world that we're living in, and especially where we're from, be it if you're in the city or in the South suburban area. You have to be able to be on guard and defend yourself. So I completely agree. Auntie Tracy said, yes, of course, you better know it. Your angels are all over you. Ooh, wrapped around me, ain't it? Wrapped around me. Auntie Tracy, ooh, girl, look. Don't even get me started. Okay, don't even get me started. But I'm gonna take a quick break. And when I come back, I got a crazy what would you do tonight, y'all. It's a little off the chain. So we'll get into it right after this.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, MzMetchi, checking in, reminding you to shop my exclusive collection, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi, where we've got shades and everything that you need to look fly. Oh, and we also offer accessories. So ladies, put a little bit of razzle dazzle in your collection today. Be sure to shop with me and follow on social media at Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Grab your products today at MzMetchi.com/shop. Tax season is among us. Make sure that you get with the pros at Tax Strategy to help you limit your tax liability and help you get back the maximum refund that you and your family deserve. Visit www.yourtaxstrategy.info for more information on setting up an appointment and getting the ball rolling on your taxes this year. Let them know that the Blueprint Media Company sent you. Let's get into today's What Would You Do? Where we're talking about real situations with real people and offering real solutions.
Now, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. This What Would You Do? To me, when I read it personally, I said, seems like it's self-explanatory, but it's about a married couple. And I think that anyone that's in a long-term relationship or married, you know that it's like, you're making a commitment. And situations like what I'm about to read to you all really, really weighs on upholding your vows. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all ready? Hold on. Get your drink. Lord, I'm knocking over stuff. Ridiculous. My husband told me he's miserable, depressed, and if it wasn't for our 2 children, he would have left a long time ago. I'm still processing it from yesterday. I'm not shocked. I'm actually relieved to finally have the devil reveal himself to me. I've known for quite some time that he didn't love me, and it was a disconnect. But every time I brought it to his attention, he acted as if he didn't know what I was talking about. This upcoming Tuesday, I will be getting an attorney to start divorce proceedings. He wants to free up his time and money for things he really wants to do, and he's tired of having to take care of an entire family of 4. A little bit of background. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the past 3 years to our 10-year-old and 7-year-old, and we've been married for a total of 11 years. The past 2 years, I've gone back to college to finish my BA and increase my earning potential. Currently in the last year and have 3 semesters until I get my degree. It seems he wants to live the life he sees his childless and baby daddy friends live. He works very hard for his family, and I've never discredited all that he does for us. Hold on, I lost my spot. But he told me I bring no value to our home, even though I take care of our children 100%. His only job is a provider. Well, maybe the courts will agree with him. The discrepancy that I'm having is that I feel like I got married and I wanted to do it for the long haul. Should I try to fight for my marriage, or should I move forward with divorce proceedings? What would you do? I'll take a sip before I answer. I want to know what y'all think, though, because I mean, he basically told her the fact that he said he is miserable. He said he's miserable and depressed, baby. Oh, you miserable and depressed? What gives? This is all bad. Like, this is all bad. Okay, let me just say this. Okay, people that have been in long-term relationships, married, or even if you're not married, but you've been with somebody for a long time, you know that you hit them rough spots where it's just like, okay, we bickering more. I love you, but I don't like you like that. Like, I love you. I don't really like you. You kind of go through those things. I don't think that that's like weird. For me personally, I would have been done once he said that if it wasn't for the kids, he would be gone. Because it's just like, baby, what is you waiting for? Peace in the Middle East with a bottle of hair grease. You can go. You can go. I think sometimes, like, and it's not just with women. I think it's just like with people that like you care a lot. You care a lot for others. You don't want to like leave without feeling like you're giving it your all, but you're not understanding that it's like you've given your all thus far, and it's just like it might not be enough to save your relationship. Like, that's just the reality. Like, you're all of what you're giving as far as trying to be a good spouse or be a good whatever you want to be. It may not be enough. It may not take care of the entire tab, and it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean she's a bad wife because her husband is miserable and he's depressed. That's kind of a him problem. I don't know. Let me get in these comments real quick. What y'all talking about over here? Hold on. Let me go back. Where are the comments? Okay. Keisha said I would let him go immediately, because if he said he's been showing, don't be anywhere you're not wanted. Bounce. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, my whole thing is, you got one time to tell me you don't want to be with me and you don't like me or love me like that no more. I'm not fighting for nothing. Bye. Okay, you could leave now. You don't even have to wait. You could get out. Go and do you. Go be a hot boy in your hoochie daddy shorts. Whatever you feel like you want to do. Get up out my house. Get up out of it. You know, and he might be staying because, like she mentioned, she is in school. She does, you know, she's trying to better herself. She's doing some things. So it's like, okay, I guess we'll give you a clap, clap, clap. If y'all notice, I'm clapping with my pinkies because what? Like, okay, if you stand because you want to support her or do whatever the case is, you there for the kids. Boy, bye. Okay, like I'm pretty sure she sounds like she's pretty self-sufficient. Like she just was a stay-at-home mom for a little while. She hasn't always been a stay-at-home mom. Clearly, she's in school because she's trying to better herself and better the situation. You know, and she probably went like, "Oh, let me do this for the family," and he like this. Nope, I gotta go. Let me Tracy said they don't feel like caring for the kids and home. It's a job. Me, I would step out the way. And if he's feeling all that, maybe he should go. Deuces. Deuces. You could go, bro. Bye. You could go. You can go. And see, they don't be prepared for that. You know, I mean, and like I said, relationships go through things. Like I'm not sitting here, like when I talk to y'all with these, what would you do? I need y'all to know I've been with my husband for 11 years. We've been married for 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all think we haven't been through some stuff? Like, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, people be like, oh, like some of our friends like, man, you know, I want it to be like y'all. I'm like, it be some days we be up in here like sock and boppers. Like, you know, I'm like, I want to knock you out. Your head between the washer and dryer, baby. And I know I get on my husband's nerves. I know I do. Oh my goodness. I'll probably be driving him nuts. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you go through things, but it's just like some stuff when you say it, you can't take it back. So even if he would have said like, you know, like maybe he didn't mean that, or she caught him and he was just being super mean and just, he wanted to be cruel at that time. If you tell your spouse, I don't love you no more, and I don't want to be with you, what are we fighting for? What relationship are we fighting for? Can somebody help me out? Because I don't know. Boy, if you don't get out, get your stuff, pack it in the trash bags, like take out the trash, honey. You can go. You can go. Auntie Tracy is laughing and Kim is laughing. I mean, I'm saying, for me, what I have learned in these beautiful 34 years, despite some of the crazy stuff that's been going on, is that don't stay anywhere where you're not wanted. Don't try to make yourself fit in spaces that you either outgrown or you weren't invited to. You know, like I don't do the whole like, oh, I want to come, or like, oh, are you gonna be, you know, are you cool with me? Like, what's going on? I don't know. If it's not fitting anymore, it's okay for you to move on. And the unfortunate thing about when you're in a long-term relationship, again, even if it's a marriage or if it's just a relationship, I feel like that the longer you're with somebody, the more challenges that are presented, because that person changes, right? Their mindset changes. Their occupation could change. Their morals and values can change. You know, so many different things, and you go through those waves. Like my husband and I, we sit sometimes and I'm just like, we literally grew up together. Even though I met him in my early 20s, I am not the woman that he engaged in a relationship with in 2011. I'm nowhere near that woman that I was then. He's not the man that he was then, right? You know, so you learn and you grow, but you only got one time to tell me that you don't want to be with me. And I don't even need you to leave. I could go, you know, or if you in my house or whatever the arrangement is, you can go, you can get out. Because now it's like, and the fact that she said that she had been feeling the disconnect, she had been feeling like that something was wrong. Baby, y'all roommates. Let it go. Like, let it go. Kim said, you're right. If there's no love, there's no relationship. Absolutely. And, you know, my whole thing is, yes, I know of different situations where people, you know, it's like, hey, leaving or having to separate, you know, it may not be the best monetary wise. You know, there are a lot of different reasons why people will like stay in a situation that they know may not be giving them the results that they 100% want, right? So let's not discredit that. I'm definitely not discrediting that. But my whole thing is that Girl, if you want to know the real, this is what I would do if I was in your shoes. Okay, you a stay-at-home mom and you in school. You are almost done with your degree. Now, you could take the approach of, oh, let's work it out so he can continue to pay them bills while you go to school and take care of them kids. And then when you leave and you boss up, you be like, all right, now you could go. Okay. Or you can be just transparent and just be like, look, I know that our situation isn't ideal and clearly our marriage is crumbling at this point. We have these kids. I'm just trying to finish school. Can you hold me down at least like how I've held you down over this 11 years of a relationship, right? Like, if you can help me, like I helped you, can we do this? And then afterwards, we can go our separate ways, right? We can go our separate ways. We talk about all the time with what would you do every week? What does it come down to, y'all? Communication, right? It comes down to communication. So with him being her husband, we all know sometimes that men are not as expressive like that. So the fact that he was able to come up with the words that he was miserable and depressed of being with you and living in the house and doing all that other stuff, I would just tell him, I understand you miserable and you kind of going through some things. If we could just stick it out a little bit longer. Just a teensy wink. I only got a couple semesters left. And you can hold me down like that, baby. You can go. Deuces. Okay. Let me get to the comments. As Tracy said, how transparent is that? It don't get no clearer than that. Life and time changes things. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, people just grow apart. The longer that you're in a relationship with somebody, it does get challenging. You just like, okay, how do we keep the spice of life? And I know with y'all, Anthony, I know I be driving him crazy. I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, let's go do stuff. We're gonna go kart riding. I want to go to the water park, like, and he does things too. He's just like, with him. You got to know your partner's like love language and different things too. So I'm just like, I like acts of service. I like gifts. I like little things like that. I know his love language. So, as we've grown in our relationship, I recognize that like his love language was not what it was today, what it was when we first met each other. And the same with me. Like, we are completely different people, and we had to learn to like love each other through the midst of that. And please don't get it twisted, y'all. He be getting on my nerves too, or whatever the case is. But I mean, I can't say that I'm like, I am miserable and depressed being with my husband. And you ain't gonna catch me saying that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm doing relationship check-ins. Hey, it's like a progress report, baby. We checking in every quarter. What's good? Okay. You good? You still happy? What you need? Oh, you want me to make you a crab boil? Oh, okay. I think I could do that. Like, I'm checking in with my significant other. I'm not finna just be with you and you just around here. Like, I'm gonna know you depressed and you miserable before you say something. So she had the inkling, but she just like, we're gonna keep pressing on as usual. No, communicate. What is it that he needs? Why is he miserable? What is it about the relationship that he feels like this? I would say outside of a deep conversation of where did things take a left turn within the marriage, I'm not fighting for nothing, baby. If you want to go, you can leave. There's the door. Okay. Boop. 100. Yes, I should Tracy. Absolutely. Kimberly said, like I did. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, y'all done been together for 11 years, baby. What's a couple more semesters? Hold your wife down. Hold down the kids. Because at the end of the day, if you leave, she got to be able to stand on her own, or you going to be paying alimony, boo-boo. What's up? She has not even worked in a few years because she was a stay-at-home mom. So it's just like, fool, not her, but him. You can stick it out a little bit longer. Auntie Tracy said, checkmate. Checkmate. Absolutely. So, y'all, what would you do? I mean, I don't know. Like, for me, I really hate to like see the demise of different relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because it's sad. It's just like, man, you just wish that it could have worked out, and especially, you got children involved, you've been together for 11 years, that's a lot. That's a lot of time. Hell, that's about as long as I've been with my husband, and it's just, you go through things and, you be sad. Like, anybody that knows, like, my story as far as with me and Anthony, like Anthony showed up in my life when my mother was, very sick, and she was, she was, kind of, on her way, back home with the Lord. And that was a horrible time. Like, Absolutely, I was miserable. Absolutely, I was depressed. Absolutely. I mean, he rolled through so much stuff with me. You know what I'm saying? Like so much stuff with me. And you know, you got to be able to appreciate your riders. Like, you know, everybody wants the fast life. These men want to be hoochie daddies. I don't get it. Like, okay, and when did the hoochie daddy stuff start? Why are the men out here wearing Daisy Dukes? Can y'all help me? Because I'm confused. I'm confused. They want to be hoochie daddies so bad. I'm like, y'all want to be us so bad. Like, y'all want to be us. They putting on our wigs and stuff. They want to have coochie cutters on. Excuse my language. Why y'all want a coochie cutter? Okay. That's a whole nother story. But she tried to work on her marriage. Sis, I think he told you what it was. And I need you to bow out gracefully. But I need you to bow out strategically. Yeah. I need you to bow out strategically. Finish your semesters. Let him continue to go to work. Pay them bills. Can you pay my bills? Yes, he can. He's been doing it for the last 3 years. Allow him to do it for this last year. Okay. Auntie Tracy said he hung in there awesome. Yes, Anthony did. He hung in there like a kid on some monkey bars. He's very, very, he's a lot. He's strong. That's my rock. I love him. Even though we be up in here, I'm like, boop, boop, boop. It'd be like street fighters. Like, I kid y'all not. Last week, Anthony and I was literally sitting on the couch, and we were just getting on each other's nerves that day. I'm going to just go ahead and be transparent. We was getting on each other's nerves. And, I said, you know what? I just want to get up and I want to fight you. Now, Anthony and I, we don't put our hands on each other. So let me preface that for anybody else listening in. It is not no domestic violence situation, but I just be like, I don't know if I want to pillow fight your ass. Like, ooh, you getting on my nerves, And he like, you getting on my nerves too. Come on, we can fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it be like that. The longer you with somebody, it gets a little bit difficult. It's like, oh my gosh, you are getting on my nerves right now. But you stick it out. So girl, let that man go. He said he miserable and depressed with you, baby. It ain't no coming back from that. Let that man go. Because what Keisha Cole say, if he ain't gonna love you the way you should, then let him go. Let him go, girl. Okay, go. It's hoochie daddies everywhere. You can get you a hoochie daddy. They come in different color sizes, ethnicities. Okay, it's a whole bunch of hoochie daddies out here, baby. You ain't got to be with nobody that don't want to be with you. And that goes for even if you're not married, even if it's not no kids, you are not stuck in a relationship with anybody. It don't even have to be a person that you're in a relationship with. You ain't stuck in a friendship. You're not stuck at a job. You aren't stuck anywhere that you don't allow yourself to be. Girl, do you need me to bring you some boxes? We got boxes downstairs. We got boxes at the job. I can bring you a bundle of 8 starting out. Like, girl, bye. Okay. So, hold on. Auntie Tracy said even on TikTok. Yes, the hoochie daddies is on TikTok. Auntie Tracy, what you know about the hoochie daddies on TikTok? Girl, what? Y'all, Anthony caught me watching big TikTok with the big BONs, y'all, the BONs on TikTok. And I wasn't trying to. You know how like you see a video on there, you be like, oh my gosh, did I see what I just thought I saw? Let me run that back. He like, what you over there watching? Da, da, da. I'm like, I can't tell him I saw the hoochie daddies. I can't tell him I saw the hoochie daddies. And then he looked, he just like this. He just puts my hand and went, I'm like, yes, a hoochie daddy came up on my timeline. I did not go and search for that. Auntie Tracy crazy as hell. She said even on TikTok. Yes, the hoochie daddies is definitely on TikTok, Auntie Tracy. That was a great what would you do. Thank y'all so much for the comments on there. I mean, I think that we can all say she needs to leave, right? I think we can all say that. So I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, I got tonight's What's Happening, What's Up. Please stick around because it is some stuff that y'all need to know. It's something else that's on the horizon, okay? We know that COVID has been in the forefront, but y'all, it's something that's even more crazier than COVID, okay? So I want y'all to stick around. I'll be right back.
The Black Dollar Days initiative has officially kicked off. Make sure that you join founder Faye Porter in her mission in uplifting the Black community. You can join by registering your business or just replying that you're in and you're ready to be in on this initiative. Okay? Visit theblackdollardays.com and do what you need to do to be a part of this. Be a part of the change that you want to see. Make sure that you follow them on all social media and let them know that the Blueprint Media Company sent you.
So a quick reminder to everybody, make sure that you're dropping those businesses, okay? But let's go ahead and get into...
Time to get into what's happening and what's up in these streets. Let's get it.
Okay, y'all, for real, in all seriousness. I know y'all been hearing about the monkeypox. Have y'all heard about the monkeypox? Okay, if you haven't, monkeypox is a rare and potentially serious viral illness. It typically begins with flu-like symptoms and the swelling of the lymph nodes and progresses into a rash on the face and body, okay? It's an infection that could last 2 to 4 weeks. Now, at first when I heard about it, I thought that it was something that was just contracted sexually, right? But apparently, you know, you could breathe on somebody and it's like, boop, you got the monkeypox. And check this out for all of my people that's in the Chicagoland area. Health officials have confirmed a probable case of monkeypox in Illinois. The Chicago Department of Public Health and Illinois Department of Public Health announced today that a single monkeypox case in an adult male in Chicago who recently traveled to Europe. Okay. Why? What? I'm going to keep that comment to myself. Going over there, bringing back the heebie-jeebies. Auntie Tracy said, what the hell? Absolutely. So my whole thing is, don't even let nobody breathe on you. You still shouldn't be letting people breathe on you. And I need y'all to be like, put on your mask. Put on something, baby. Put on something. And see, I done made my mask fashionable. I'm like, I got my logo. Where my logo one at? I got it somewhere over here. Y'all, now it's monkeypox. It's just like, what in the hell is going on out here? Monkeypox? We got a case in Illinois, and y'all know how it was. Do y'all remember how it was with COVID, right? Remember when it first started? And they like, oh, it's in New York. Anytime that something breaks out or it's something crazy, it always starts like in the main cities, right? And then it just starts trickling off to, you know, like some smaller cities and stuff like that. So the fact that we got one case in Illinois, y'all know that man was breathing on somebody, baby. Somebody else got it too. So I want y'all to be safe out here. And that particular story was brought to you by my sister, because I talked to her earlier and I was telling her, I was like, you know, I'm not sure if I want to do the show. I'm not sure. And she was just like, sister, if you do the show, you have to tell them about the monkeypox. I was like, okay, let me look into it. Like, let me look and see what's up. And she's just like, girl, you got to tell them about the monkeypox. So that I'm doing my due diligence. I'm letting all my listeners know. So even my people in Chicagoland, my people in Philly, my people in New Jersey, baby, the monkeypox is in the U.S. Be careful. Okay. Now, some great news. Y'all, did y'all know that your boy, LeBron James, he hit billionaire status, y'all? He hit billionaire status. I'm so excited for him. While I'm not a fan of any of the teams that he's been a part of, LeBron James has definitely been doing his thing as far as like giving back to the community. He's an awesome player, you know, and no one can take that away from him. Even if you don't like the teams he's been a part of. I didn't like when they had all linked up in Miami and did all that. I was like, y'all weak as hell. But he's an awesome person, and he's been doing some great things. So the fact that he, he's up there with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. So, you know, as far as like being able to be a basketball player that has come up on that fortune. So shout out to him. That story was brought to you by Ms. Zeewiththetea. Y'all make sure y'all check out our partner. Okay. She has all of the celebrity. Speaking of which, any Housewives fans? I'm a Housewife fan. So y'all know y'all girl Nene. Nene Leakes' boyfriend's wife. Y'all heard it. Let me say it one more time for those that are in the back. Nene Leakes' boyfriend's wife is suing her for allegedly sleeping with her husband, causing their marriage to fall apart. Nene Leakes' boyfriend's wife. How? Nene Leakes' boyfriend's wife. I need a drink. Because, baby, that's some messy shit right there. That's messy, ain't it? Yeah, so his wife of Nene's current boyfriend claims in the lawsuit received by TMZ, Nene and her now boyfriend, I'm not even going to attempt to say his name. We just going to say that's her boo, hooked up although he was married to her. The wife asserts she was embarrassed by Nene's repeated postings of her and her boyfriend, causing their marriage to crumble. She believes that she was also subject to emotional pain, mental anguish, and a loss of affection. She's suing Nene Leakes for more than $100,000. Zeewiththetea said, "Woo, woman to woman, what are your thoughts?" Girl. Auntie Tracy says, so he is married. Yes, apparently that's his estranged wife, and she's claiming that she's estranged due to his relationship with Nene Leakes from The Real Housewives. Now, I didn't know he was married. They look nice together. They look cute. My whole thing is like, look at here, y'all. If you don't want to be with somebody, it's okay. But I need you to end one relationship before you hop into another. You can't be married to me and have no girlfriend, because, baby, because I got to fight you at that particular point. Because are you on crack? That would be my main question. Baby, Anthony could never come up in here like, yeah, you know, I got a girlfriend. A who? A what? A girlfriend? You said a beat down? You said get out? Like, you ain't even divorced? And my whole thing is, so this is the thing. I'm not judging nobody's situation, because at the end of the day, people do what they gonna do. They like what they gonna like. They do what, you know, they live their life how they want to live it. However, just end the relationships if you don't want to be with that person. Don't stay with somebody and be acting like, yeah, like we married, we good. And then you going to your girlfriend's house. Boy, what? I'm surprised with Nene, because I'm like, baby, you was whole married. Like, and a lot of people, they were judging her. They like, oh, the relationship's really quick. You know, Greg Leakes just passed, which was her husband, who passed on due to complications with cancer. But I'm just like, okay, you know what I mean? At first we like, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know, some people don't need a whole bunch of time to move on when they have lost a spouse or they've lost a significant other or whatever the case is. But girl, he married? Make it make sense. I don't know. Moving on. So, you know, Elon Musk is always in the news. Y'all know he's over the company Tesla. And over the Memorial Day weekend, when his employees came back, they were alerted that remote work is officially a thing of the past. And he said that basically all of his employees had to come back into the office full time. They could not go to remote locations due to the fact that they pretend to work. The companies that are requiring for their employees to come back into the office full time, it's giving ridiculous. Like, if everything was still moving, you know, because I ain't even gonna lie, I was mad at my 9 to 5. I was mad at them. I was like, why? You know, we had a good hybrid schedule going. Why do I need to sit up in here 4 days out the week when my work was getting done and it was business as usual? I had got my tenants used to the fact of, I'm like, look, you're not gonna see me on Tuesday and Thursday, but I'm still accessible. And I had Tuesdays and Thursdays and every other Friday I would switch off with the other person that I worked with. And it was love. And then they came back, they like, we'll still allow one day, but we need you in the office from 8:30 to 5 on the other 4. I'm like, What? Why do y'all want us back? For him to say that they pretend to work and Tesla is still continuing to dominate within the field of like luxury vehicles. You know, I mean, you haven't really heard of like Tesla's falling off. They're going to go under, whatever. Doesn't sound like that those people were pretending to work. It seems like that work was actually getting done. I have a problem with that. Let me get into these comments. Oh, she said, so you meant that's the same one. Yeah, for me, these companies have to stop with that stuff. Like, please back off. Like, it's really okay. I need y'all to just be okay at this particular point. So Elon Musk, I'm gonna need you to do something. And he's trying to buy Twitter out. It's just like, why don't you just give your employees back their remote work? That's what'll make the people happy. He said that they pretend to work, y'all. I don't understand that. It's a little bit too much. So that's a little bit of what's happening and what's up in the streets. And, so now we're going to go ahead. Let's get into the topic of the day.
Now it's time for the Blueprint Live's topic of the day. Let's get into it.
I'm sorry, y'all. I hit the lick. Okay. So I told you guys, in light of what I shared with you of what happened to me this week in terms of having my purse snatched, that I wanted to take tonight as an opportunity to just share some tips with my ladies and gentlemen that may be out, of how we can just kind of keep ourselves safe and just, stay ahead of the game as far as being very diligent about our surroundings and things that are going on. Because not that I wasn't diligent or that I wasn't paying attention, but the people that got me, they were very, very slick and very bad people. I can go ahead and I'm going to call them bad people. So, majority of the people that go around and do robbing and stealing and stuff like that, they'll continue to do it until they are officially arrested, right? That's just how it goes. So some things to keep in mind that I wanted to share with you all was to keep expensive items out of sight. Okay. Now, even though in my case, I did that. It wasn't like out there like, hey, pick me up, I'm a purse. It wasn't like that. These days and the times that we're living in, we got to just be a little bit more diligent to not have that. Like sometimes I don't even like wearing my wedding ring because I'm like, I don't want nobody to come up and be, like, hey, give me that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the world that we living in. Especially I work in Chicago, all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't want to, be caught slipping. Now, if you're at home, we want to make sure that we are locking the doors. We are locking the windows. If you notice someone that's loitering out by your area or by your home, a suspicious car, we want to call the police. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not a rat if you just like this. Hey, it's some suspicious shit going on. We got to let them know. Kim said people are truly trash out here. Baby, they trash. I'm talking about waste management trash. They the trash that's off 130th. Y'all know how I smell over there off the 94. That's the type of trash they are. I completely agree. If you do have valuable things and you have to transport it or you have it in your home, you know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that we're doing things like getting insurance. My people that's in apartments, like, somebody, they tried to run up in your stuff. Even when I was at my apartment, we had somebody that attempted to try to get into our place, and do all of that other stuff. You want to have renter's insurance. You want to have home insurance. You want to have car insurance. You want to have all of these different things in case something happens. Okay. So we want to make sure that we have that. In your car, this is the one that pertains to me. Don't leave anything valuable in it. So even though I was by my vehicle and the way that it happened, they were just real slick and just very, very crafty as far as, being able to take my stuff from me. We want to make sure that overnight or when we're parking at work or you're parking to go to dinner with friends or whatever you're doing, that we're not leaving anything valuable. Another tip is to keep your car organized and free of clutter. Okay. So, you don't want to give people a reason to be snooping around your stuff. Right. And it's crazy. It's so crazy to me that we have to even think like this. It's crazy as hell. And for anyone that's tuning in, I would love if you guys could drop some tips too, because after I go through some of these tips, I really just kind of want to talk about, what are just some different ways or what are some things that's helpful for you to just make sure that we're staying on top of things out here. If you're on foot, you're out at night, you have to be out, right? You have to be out. Find a buddy whenever possible. Don't walk alone. The larger the group, the less chance that you'll be targeted. So you don't want to be by yourself, if you can help it. I know for me, given the fact that this took place at a gas station, like my husband and I have already like, okay, we about to be doing buddy fill-ups. Hey, I'm riding with you. We filling up. We gonna do our one time weekly. We gonna do all of that other stuff, because it's like we had to just like regain plan. I'm like, this happened by our home, mind you. This is not like, it wasn't like I was in a whole nother area. Like this was like 2-3 minutes from our house. So we're like restructuring how we're gonna do things. So it's like, if you can tag in or tag out with somebody, like do it. And and I'm an independent woman. Let me say that. So I like to move on my time. And, I recognize that that's not always like a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to like do it. Even if you go with another one of your girlfriends, or you go with a sister or brother or your father, your mother, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't go alone with things if you can't help it. And one of the biggest things that you can do is like, when you're out, making sure that you're not distracted. So we don't want to be on our phones. We don't want to have our ear pods in. We don't want to do anything like that, because they often think that like you're a target if you're not paying attention or if you're distracted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could be a target even if you're not, because I wasn't distracted that night and it still happened to me. So I'm not saying that that's the case, but you got to just make sure that you kind of keeping your head on the swivel. Let me get into Auntie Tracy's comment here. She said, follow your first mind. If you feel some type of way, maybe it's a sign, a signal. Absolutely. 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 I couldn't agree more. Another thing is like not walking alone at night, or being in certain areas in the nighttime alone. The biggest thing is just like, don't be by yourself if you don't have to. You don't have to. Stay aware of your surroundings. I know, like for me, like I said, when I pulled up in the gas station that night, it was me and it was the other guy that I was pumping. I made sure, I went to the well-lit location, because we have another location that's not that great, and I went ahead and I did that. And yeah, it just making sure that you just keeping your eyes everywhere that you need to keep it. Okay. And then also avoiding unlit or deserted areas. So we just want to make sure that we're consistently, you know what I'm saying? Like going, and this place I went to was well lit, had cameras, all types of stuff. Like I know it because I go all the time and it still happens. So you even want to just be even more diligent, as far as like, okay, let me just make sure like where I'm going is not a sketchy type of place. I want to get into this tip that Kimberly gave. She said, I have a phone case wallet and I have my cards in there. I put it in my bra or pocket before I get out the car or leave my house. So yes, I think that that's a great thing. The only thing with the phone card wallet is like, if somebody gets attached to that, they got your phone and your wallet, so I like those, but then sometimes I don't, but hell, if you protecting it, Kim, you got to do what you got to do. Man, I mean, it's so many more tips, but I feel like that those are kind of like, like the basic things that at least that I want to share, with you guys, because anything that we can do to just protect ourselves and just make sure that we aren't becoming the victims of senseless crimes in any type of way, we have to share that with one another. And like I told y'all, today, it was not up until 12 o'clock. I was like, okay, I'm like, girl, you gotta do this. And I'm like, I didn't want to do the show because it's, it's hard. Like it's, it was hard for me. And I was even telling Renita earlier, I was like, it's hard to talk about the fact that like this happened in the first place, because it's like, why did it happen? Somebody is blowing me up, y'all. Like they have been blowing me up all the way. And I'm like, I can't deal with it. So it's just, it's a lot. So, I mean, if you all think of any tips or any other ways of how you can just kind of like, keep yourself safe, or keep your fellow sister safe, your fellow brother or whomever, your family member. I mean, I know y'all just saw the thing. The guy snatched that old lady's purse that she was on a walker in New York, y'all. It broke my heart to see that. And I'm just like, how violated she must have felt, like, and this is the older woman. It's like, she can't, she probably didn't have like the wherewithal, you know what I'm saying? Like to even, she can't run after him. She can't do anything. He just came and snatched it. And it's people that they try to prey on others. So we have to always stay 2 steps ahead of the game. So the bottom line is, these are just some of the ways that you can stay safe out here. And, I definitely just wanted to share that with y'all. So y'all already know what time it is, because unfortunately we're getting to the end of the night. So it's always a sad time.
Thank you so much for all of my listeners for tuning in. And now it's time for the quote of the night.
So tonight, this quote that I'm going to share, I've been saying it to you all night. I outside of not knowing if I wanted to do the show, I went back and forth about if I actually wanted to share what happened or if I wanted to keep it to myself. And I came across this quote and I want to share it with you all. So here it goes. You're not a victim for sharing your story. You are a survivor, setting the world on fire with your truth. And you never know who needs your light, your warmth, and your raging courage. Y'all, that spoke to me. That spoke to me for real, because I was like, man, just been kind of going through it, this week. And I'm like, I could keep it to myself. I could have not said anything. I could have just went on about my business, like, hey, this happened, and told my close family and friends and not said anything. But there is power in sharing your story, right? It's power in sharing the things that you've been through. You don't even know how you can impact someone else. If just by speaking, just by saying what it is that's on your mind or on your heart. And after I read that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to say something, and I'm going to do the show, and I'm going to open up, and I'm going to be completely transparent about what happened, because if my experience can help another fellow sister, be it a real sister or not, somebody I know or don't know, if it can help for them to not experience and go through the trauma as far as what I have had to endure this week, and what will be long standing, because this is the thing, you're not the same after something like that happens to you. When you've been violated, you're not the same person. You can't just go back to how it was before. You can't move the same way that you moved. You can't think the same way that you thought before. You can't be as carefree as you used to be. You just can't do it. It's not realistic. So there is power in sharing your story. Tracy said, outstanding. Thank you. I even shared with Renita that I was like, I just don't. I don't have the capacity for like any negative comments or people being like, you should have did this and you should have did. No, they shouldn't have went and took my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality of the situation. They shouldn't have done that. But, unfortunately they did. And, and I have to deal with the aftermath of that. And that's okay. But, whenever you share your story about something that may happen to you, be it good or bad, and let me just say, I did not want to be perceived. I didn't want to be the victim. I was like, oh, don't pity me. It's just like this happened or whatever the case is. But it is unfortunate. I think that everybody that was saying, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I think that we all recognize that things could have went a different way. Y'all could have been getting a completely different message from a representative of my family, okay, about me, in lieu of that stuff that happened on Tuesday. So I recognize the magnitude of the situation. And when you share what it is that you're going through, you're not the victim. You're not. It's okay for you to share your story and to have a safe space. My show, The Blueprint, that's my safe space. I can come and talk to y'all about the real. We can have some real, raw, and honest conversations. And I really appreciate that. And, I appreciate everyone that tuned in with me tonight to just kind of ride this wave and go through these times as far as everything. And I'm very grateful to just have that safe space of being able to talk about the things that have gone on without judgment, without negativity, and with love and with care from the people that I love. Because I love everybody that listens in, whether we know each other or we don't. So my biggest thing is to stay safe out here, Turn your pain into power. You might be going through something right now. Okay. Somebody needs what it is that you have and what you have to offer. They need your words. They need your kindness. Okay. They need your care, your compassion. Okay. Your empathy, your sympathy. They need all of those things. And what you have to offer, it's valuable. So that was the word that I wanted to leave you guys with. Let me get into these comments real quick before we go. Hey, Dad, I didn't know you were still tuning in. Dad usually be gone by now. He'd be like, okay, bye, see you. If you haven't already, make sure that you're following me on all platforms. MzMetchi, that's MzMetchi on all platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all of that, okay? And make sure that you are following the Blueprint Media Company at the BP Media Co. again on all platforms. If you're interested in advertising with me or having a commercial slot on the show, visit the bpmediaco.com, okay? And even if you're tuning into this after I've logged off, please drop those businesses in the comments because I want to connect with you. Shout out to Fiya Infusions, Black Dollar Days, Tax Strategy, Paris Ice Bar, and of course, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Okay, I got the 50% off sale going on right now. I got it going on right now. Okay, so make sure that you go to MzMetchi.com/shop and get your shades and accessories. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. I got a praying father. Okay, my daddy be praying for me. I appreciate you. I love y'all, and it's been so real. And I know that everything will get better. We got my auntie and dad. They said, hey Z, hey Tracy, hi. No, I love you guys, and it's been great. I want you guys to stay blessed, stay prayed up this week, but be safe. If you don't get nothing else out of it, be safe, be diligent, keep your head on a swivel, and get that thing, that payout. Okay. If you need, but no, do what you have to do to protect yourself out here. And, thank everybody again for just all of your prayers and everything. I received all of them and I love y'all. It's been so real. So, I'll talk to you next week. I'll have a special guest, so I'll be announcing that soon. Okay. But I'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.